In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to make $8,000 per month with only $100. If you don't know me, my name's Jeffrey Rodriguez or JRod Forex, and I've been trading ICT concepts for the past 8 years. If you feel stuck in your trading or you're unprofitable or break even, go ahead and click the link down below in my description for a simplified trading framework that you can start applying to your trading today. So I know what you're probably thinking. It sounds too good to be true. How could you make $8,000 in 30 days with only $100 and basically little to no risk? Well, one of the biggest things in the trading space is prop firm challenges. There are these proprietary funding firms that give you access to trading capital if you can prove that you know how to trade and you're profitable. So it's really simple if you have a simplified strategy. And again, if you guys need help with that, just literally click the first link in my description below and I'll send you over access to a free simplified trading plan that I created for you. That's basically exactly what I follow to a T every single day on the charts. So with these proprietary trading firms, all you really have to do is pay an initial investment. Usually it's like 50, 100, or 150 bucks. It's pretty cheap for the most part, but you can get access to 100K in trading capital for only like $100. So it's a really, really good opportunity, and I really recommend anyone to take advantage of it, especially if you know how to trade profitably. So I know you guys are probably wondering, where did I get $8,000 from? How is this possible with literally $100? And I'm going to walk you guys through a screen share in a second where I can break it down for you more in detail. But essentially, it's a simplified version of my exact trading methodology. And all you have to do is focus on one contract. So I would recommend trading NQ. That's my personal favorite. Or you could trade ES, which is the S&P 500. Again, it's totally up to you. I just like NQ because it does move more, and I'm talking about the NASDAQ as well. So what this involves is literally using one contract, which is going to be $20 per handle. So there's 4 ticks and a handle, and basically you're looking for 20 handles per day. So your total profit will be $400 because you have one contract that's $20, and that's going to be times 20 handles, which will be $400. So essentially, if there's 25 trading days in a month, you're not going to be profitable on every single one. But let's say you hit that 20 handle target 20 days out of the month. Well, that's $400 times 20 days, which will be $8,000. The problem that most people have is they don't stick to a consistent plan. So again, if you don't have a consistent plan, you really want to sit down and create that first. Again, you can follow my simplified trading framework with the link below in the description. But I highly recommend that if you don't have a system or a trading methodology that you follow, you definitely want to do that. Knowing ICT concepts isn't enough. So you have to know how to apply these ICT concepts in the charts and know specifically what you're looking for, so that way you can maintain a profitable trading career. So we'll go ahead and dive into the screens now. I'll show you guys some of the top prop firms that I do recommend, and I'll show you guys a very simplified way to basically look at this, so that way you can start making $8,000 in the next 30 days with literally $100. So like I mentioned, the process is super simple. All you need is 2 or 3 50K Apex accounts. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 here because Apex is usually running different discounts where you can get 80 to 90% off. Typically those are like 30, sometimes even less than $30. So you could do 2, which would be roughly 60, 70 bucks, or you could do 3, that would be closer to $100. And this process is super simple. All you really need is 20 handles per day, 1 NQ contract, and 20 profitable trading days out of the month. So essentially you're looking to make $400 per day. So $400 per day times 20 days equals $8,000. So it's very, very simple math. I know you guys probably understand this, but most of the time when it comes to trading, what we tend to do as traders is overcomplicate and make the process longer than it needs to be. And I'm here to tell you guys, all you need is one contract, 20 handles per day. And later in this video, I'm going to show you guys an example, and it's very, very easy to find 20 handles, but you have to make sure that you're being very patient, using proper risk management, and not taking too many trades beforehand, so that way you're actually able to profit rather than just mitigating a loss and getting back to break even. So the process itself is very, very simple, but the hard part is sticking to your plan, staying disciplined, staying patient, and waiting for the setup to form. So with that being said, I do recommend going with Apex. I do recommend this just because of the fact that I trade with them personally. I am funded with them, and I do recommend the 50K accounts. I personally use Tradeovate, so I select these down here and I go with the 50K full, which is $3,000 profit target and $2,500 trailing threshold. So if you compare this to some of the other plans, it has the best drawdown to profit ratio. So I do highly recommend the 50K account. If you guys want to get access to this, all you have to do is click the link down below in my description. I believe it's the second link. It will get you the best coupon code at the time of this video or the time that you're watching it. So that way, if it's 80, 90%, or even 95% off, you guys can take full advantage of the best coupon possible with Apex. So again, click that link down below in the description. Get the 50K Apex accounts. I recommend getting 2 of them and follow this process so you can make $8,000 over the next 30 days with just as little as $100. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts. Let me go ahead and show you guys an example. This is actually from today. At the time of this video, it is August 23rd. And typically for me, I am usually trading between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do recommend that you guys find your own approach and the times that work best. But for me and my schedule, 10 to 11 is the perfect time window. It also allows me to spend not too much time on the charts, so that way I can focus, get other things done, and I don't have to sit in front of the screens all day. So most of the time I'm looking on a 5-minute time frame. However, today there was nothing for me on a 5-minute, so I elected to go with a 1-minute time frame. And I do recommend for most of you guys, you stick with a 5-minute. However, if you're more advanced and you've been studying ICT for a while like myself, you can drop into some of these lower time frames and find the same setup. You just have to wait and be patient for the setup to actually form. So essentially, all I'm looking for is a run on buy side or sell side liquidity, ideally a previous high or low on the daily chart or even the current daily high. So you can see here, price is running higher and it's creating a new high of day each time it does that. Price leaves relative equal highs, sells off, leaves relative equal lows, and then comes back up one more time at 1028 to purge the buy side liquidity, making a new high of day, and then it runs lower. A key thing for me is I'm waiting for price to break a short-term low. So we have one here, and we also have another one right here. Price trades through that on a closing basis with a fair value gap in the form of a SIBI. So this is an extremely profitable pattern as long as you can train your eye to start recognizing this. So I'll go ahead and draw it out, but you can see here, this is a short-term low that's broken on a closing basis. And we also have another short-term low that's broken on a closing basis right here. So if you guys don't know ICT's 2022 model on YouTube, I do highly recommend watching that because that's essentially what this is. Price breaks below a short-term low after buy-side liquidity was taken. And then we have this fair value gap that you can see price trades into it at 1034 to run lower for the sell side liquidity here. And we also have another sell side liquidity pool right here in the form of equal lows that price will also gravitate towards. So remember, all we're looking for is 20 handles. And you guys are probably thinking right now, if we measure from the fair value gap to the low, that's 90 handles. And then to the second target and the full target is 153 handles. And price ultimately went lower than that. All we need is 20 handles out of this small little range. So essentially what the trade would look like is you would be trading it right here at the bottom of the fair value gap. Right here at the bottom of the fair value gap. Stop loss would go above the daily high, the new daily high that was formed here that also purged buy side liquidity. First target would be here, which is essentially a 2R. And then second target, which would be your final target, is over a 3R. We don't need all this though. This is 151 handles. All we need is 20. So look how small 20 handles is. If we just drag this up, we just drag this to 20 handles right here. That's 20 handles. In 2 minutes after taking the trade, 2 minutes, you would have 20 handles. That's your $400 across 2 accounts. That's $800. Do that 20 times out of the month, and then you're making $8,000. And you would have only invested roughly $60. And you're probably thinking too, this is only a 0.46 RR. But if you're just aiming for 20 handles and using proper risk management, I would take this trade every day of the week. Once you get more experienced, what you can start to do is you can actually take more than one contract as you build up your equity in the account. Let's say you use 2 NQ contracts, which would be $40 per handle, and you catch 90 handles. You could do the math on that, but you're making a pretty good bit of money. If you were to trade multiple, let's say you were trading 3 NQ contracts, You take one off at 20 handles for plus 400, take another one off at 90 handles, which would be plus 1800 because you would have one contract, and then one more off at your final target of 150 handles. That would be $3,000. So you would have $3,000 plus 1800, that's 4,800 plus another 400, which would be like 5,200 bucks. Over $5,000 in one trade, and it pans out in less than an hour. You would be entering at 10:34, and then the price would have taken you out fully at 10:48. So that's 14 minutes. And in this example, I was saying 3 contracts, but really you only need one contract with what I'm sharing with you guys right now. One contract, 20 handles, and you do that 20 times out of the month, you're making over $8,000, and then you have literally only risked $100. Keep in mind you will have an activation fee, but again, if you're looking at this in the grand scheme of things, activating the account is like a prerequisite to get access to it, but you're only investing a few $100s. And if you're making $8,000 a month, every single month, you're making close to $100,000 a year focused on one simple pattern, one simple trade, and only 20 handles per day. So hopefully you guys found value in this video. Don't forget, click the link down below in the description if you want a simplified trading plan for yourself. It's a very, very refined approach that I've developed over the past 8 years, and I highly recommend you guys grab it. Again, just click the first link, enter your name and email, and I'll send that over to you in an email. Sometimes it goes to the spam folder, so just make sure you double check that as well. But if you guys found value in this video and you want me to create more videos like this, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.